What's up, nerds? Welcome into the Front Yard Fantasy Football Game Show here on Better Sports Network. It's Christmas for all of us fantasy football nerds out there. It is NFL Draft Day. I'm hyped. I know you guys are hyped. Joining me, as always, are my co-hosts John Luke Garofalo and Joey Wright. How's it going, boys?
What up?
Doing good. I'm excited for tonight. It's just I can't remember the last time I was this excited for an NFL draft in 2023. It's going to be really great.
Freaking electric. It's the best 2023 NFL draft in recent memory. Joining us today on Fantasy Football Christmas, we've got our great friend, Dr. Kevin Murray, with us. For those of you that do not know Kevin, you can find him on Twitter at Dr. KJ Murray. He's the creator of fantasyfootballunlimited.com, staff over at Football Guys, a fantasy football commish of the year winner. And we are absolutely hyped to have you on with us today, my friend.
It's always a pleasure to be here. Absolutely a pleasure, especially on this day. It's like one of the most important days of the year, easily one of the best days of the year. So to be a guest, I mean, that's a pretty good honor.
We chose you too.
Yeah. I mean,
the first thing I said to Kevin when he came on is every time I see him on camera, on this show, on other shows, I forget how sick his background looks every time. When he shows up and it's just clean, man.
Appreciate it.
We got some people in the chat ready for today's show and ready for the draft. Mr. Scamper said, good 1 minute afternoon, FYF. I have no idea what that means, but good 1 minute afternoon to you as well.
12:01 where he's at.
Scampers is a West Coast cat. We got Dame in the chat. What's up, Dame? Welcome in, my friend. And
Dame.
Victor in the chat said, happy Wing Thirsty Thursday, bro. Chacho, smash that like button. What's up, Victor?
That's what I'll be having during the draft tonight, Victor. I'm going to go get some hot wings from Publix.
Is this an exam or is this an experiment from Victor to see how many days a week he can control my dinner? He already got me once on Tuesday. How many days a week can he just subtly control what I eat for dinner? Also, we've got Joey's mom in here. Said, JL, you look fuzzy.
Do I?
He hasn't shaved. He hasn't shaved.
Yeah.
Oh, did I forget to shave this morning?
I think that's what it is.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Also, we got Mauricio in the chat. What's up, Mauricio? He says, Feliz Dia del Draft. Excuse my horrible Spanish accent, but happy day of the draft to you as well, Mauricio. Welcome in. Albert.
See you, Mauricio.
What's up, Albert? Welcome in, my friend.
Albert.
And Jay in the chat saying, happy draft day, baby. And Scamper said, I want all the chaos after the Panthers pick. So the news today is that there will be no chaos with the Panthers pick. Like the news coming out, the last reports are, they know who they want. They've known who they want. It's Bryce Young. Kevin, are you buying into the fact that Bryce Young is just going to be the first pick? We can expect to see it. It's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's a lock. That's an absolute lock, I think, at this point.
But then after that, are you expecting the chaos that Scampers alluded to?
Absolute chaos, for sure.
If there's one player you're most curious about their landing spot or how far they fall, who are you watching tonight?
Anthony Richardson, definitely, top of the board on that. And then I'm also curious with Jalen Carter. Does he go at 5? Does he slip down? Two guys that I think I'm really keeping an eye on.
100%. Joey, are there any other names, maybe when you've been going through your rookies, that you're curious where they land? Maybe some landing spot dependent guys?
I have become extremely focused on the Bengals and what running back they were probably going to take. I just cannot wait to see who it is because I feel like that running back is going to just fly up my rankings like overnight. Just whoop, there he goes. Strap a rocket to him.
If that's today, absolutely.
Probably
tomorrow.
I think it is going to be today. I do.
You think it's going to be today? We might see our first round.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to Cincinnati.
Whew. So we got some Jahmyr Gibbs watch, Jalen Carter, Anthony Richardson. JL, are there any players you're curious about?
I just want to see where Will Levis goes.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of people asking me, so I just want to have an answer for them.
And I think mine is Quentin Johnston. He was a guy that I fell in love with early in the process. He really started slipping for people with some of his with his combine performance. Then he showed up at his pro day, had some decent numbers, but also some concern. I believe his 3-cone was super concerning. So I'm curious where a big-bodied receiver like that ends up. I think we could still see him high up a team's draft board, but I don't know. That's the guy I'm going to be watching. And I think he is landing spot dependent. We got Dave in the chat. What's up, Dave? Welcome in, my friend.
Dave?
Yeah, we got the mom squad in the chat today. What's up, Mom? JL's mom in here said FYF in chat. Happy to be here. Welcome.
What's up, Ma?
Welcome.
All the moms hanging out.
And Dave agreeing with you, JL, said, where will Levis go?
Oh,
Pretty
Is that
good
what-
one.
as yesterday, you referred to him as Will Levis.
Yeah.
There was a moment there where I questioned. We've all been saying it wrong this whole time. And I was like, is that really how I have to ask?
No,
why
I
would
just
you think
I just
about that?
finally gave in to the nickname that people share over and over and over again because their phones autocorrect it to Levi's whenever they type Levis, and I
Classic.
gave in. I stopped fixing it on my phone, and that's where we live now. Well, guys, today we brought Kevin here to play 2 games with us. We're going to do a bracket in honor of draft day. We're going to be talking about the last 8 NFL draft classes for fantasy football. We'll go through them. They're going to face off in head-to-head matchups, and we're going to determine which one is the best. After that, we're bringing over a game from the morning show. If you guys used to hang out with us bright and early, you're familiar with the game Quotey McQuote Face. If not, it'll be a new one for you. This is a game all about identifying quotes around the NFL. There's going to be some quotes presented to us. We're going to have to tell JL where they're from and why it was said. We'll score points accordingly, but we'll get to that after this bracket. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. Not much to look at, actually, because it's just numbers on there. But we'll talk about the players that each one involves. Before we get into this, though, a couple reminders for everybody. First and foremost, if you're not already following our guest, Dr. KJM, go and fix that right now. He's on Twitter at Dr. KJ Murray. And if his background is any inclination to you, the stuff he puts out is super high quality. And at the very least, you need to go check out some of his live draft content. It'll hook you. It'll get you pulled in to check out the rest of what he's making over there. After you follow Kevin, if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, thank you so much. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. We are live every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time for the Fantasy Football Game Show. It's the easiest way to make sure you never miss out on the fun we're having here every single afternoon. You guys ready to get into this bracket?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Let's do this. I usually run through all the options, but not too hard today. It's the 2015 through 2022 draft classes. As I bring them up, I'll showcase some of the players that are in that draft class, some of the top names. We can bring up other names involved, just a snapshot of what we're looking at. Our first matchup is going to be the 2022 draft class versus the 2015 draft class. Some highlights from that 2022 draft class. We had, this one's the most recent, so you probably remember, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Chris Olave, Kenneth Walker, Kenny Pickett, Brock Purdy, Greg Dulcich, Damian Pierce, the likes of Rashad White as well. There's other players that were involved there. And then in that 2015 draft class, going back a bit, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, David Johnson, Tevin Coleman, Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Tyler Lockett, Jamison Crowder, and Darren Waller, though drafted as a wide receiver at the time. So, Kevin, you've got the first vote here. I can pull up either the 2015 or 2022 if you want to take more peeks at them. Which one of these draft classes do you like better for fantasy?
Can I look at that 2022 one more time?
Absolutely. There's more names that we can talk about as well. This is just a snapshot of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with 2015. Can I see that one again? But that's the one I would take. I mean,
Absolutely.
Gurley's production, it was short in the NFL, but quite impactful. You know, Melvin Gordon's had a great career. David Johnson's just like Gurley. Like, I mean, he hit it big for a while. Diggs, Lockett, steady. Darren Waller. I mean, he's had a solid run. So I'd go with 2015.
One vote for 2015 from Dr. KJM. Joey, what do you think here? Are you going 2015 or 2022?
I'm going to go 2022. I look at the names on this list, and yeah, I mean, of course, a lot of the 2015 guys are not relevant right now because, they've aged out a little bit. But, you still got Stephon Diggs, Tyler Lockett, Amari Cooper that are still playing at a pretty good level, especially Stephon Diggs. But, man, I just look at that list, and I just see so much potential out of 2022. If I had to put money down on what class 10 years from now will be looked back as better, I like those names on 2022 a little bit more. I'd rather take the risk knowing what I know about 2015.
Joey with a little bit of a look forward pick in 2022 here. John Luke is tied 1-1. What do you think? This is a tough first round matchup.
It is.
This is a tough first round matchup, and it's tough because there's like the time kind of plays a part in this, where the 2015 class have the advantage that we've actually seen what's happened. Like Joey alluded to, 2022 we don't know, so we're just predicting, and I feel like we're gonna be hopelessly optimistic because we are optimistic about everything. So I got to take that into account. Also, very upset that Darren Waller was the same class as Stephon Diggs. In my head, he was much older. That hurts my feelings. All right.
What, the Darren Waller's like the same age as you?
Yeah. I thought he was like an old man in my head. All right, I gotta go with 2015.
Another vote for 2015 from JL. Scamper's in here saying this is gonna be a battle against recency bias and potential. Yeah, we'll see. I think sometimes we'll win it, sometimes we will not. It's hard to avoid sometimes. We got Scott Fish in the chat as well saying, wow, 3 of my top 100 fantasy personalities on the same show.
Wow.
Also,
who's the one?
We got Victor in here coming in saying prime Todd Gurley, insert the Vince McMahon gif. He was special.
True. Yeah.
Todd Gurley was special. And whenever I look at these two, God, it's super tough between the two classes. That 2015 class, that was the first year I played beyond just redraft. 2015 was the year where I paid attention to the incoming rookies more because I was playing in keeper leagues for the first time. So I feel like that was the year I got into it. So some of these players are really jumping out at me. The ones that did well, the Todd Gurleys immediately, and Melvin Gordon hurt me at first. He didn't have a great start to his NFL career, but now he's got a long career. Both kind of weak from the quarterback perspective.
Yeah, right.
Kenny Pickett and Brock Purdy and Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota. It's not great there, so that can't really be the tiebreaker. With the proven wide receivers, Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, then you add at least one elite level running back. And I think you could argue Melvin Gordon had elite seasons as well. I'm going to give it to the 2015 class also, but man, I feel like 2022 had a rough draw. I think they would have beaten a lot of the squads here, and the weak quarterbacks, I think, was their death punch. And it's probably going to be the death punch for this 2015 class too.
Man. And I imagine the names on this list, like you had Tyler Lockett and oh yeah, it's right here in front of me. A bunch of these names, I bet you weren't even the top names when they were at right after their draft. So what is that going to say about what the 2022 list is going to look like in however many years from now?
Let me read you the 2015 wide receivers drafted in order. It was Amari Cooper, but then it was Kevin White, Devontae Parker, Nelson Aguilar, Brashad Perryman, Philip Dorsett, Devin Smith, Dorial Green Beckham, and then Tyler Lockett.
Dang.
Wow.
Dorial
and
Green
it just
Beckham.
keeps some more names drafted ahead of Stephon Diggs: Sammy Coates, Ty Montgomery, Justin Hardy, Vince Mayle, DeAndre Smelter, Rashad Green.
Yes, DeAndre Smelter.
Wow.
DeAndre Smelter. I do not even remember DeAndre Smelter. Where did he go to college? Georgia Tech. Oh, so he must have caught 4 passes his entire college career in that awful triple option offense.
That's all they did.
2015 class is moving on, which means we're moving on to our next matchup, the 2018 draft class versus the 2019 draft class. Joe, you're going to have the first vote here, and let's take a peek at these. The 2018 class was highlighted by some of the quarterbacks with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley going number 2 overall. Nick Chubb was also in that draft class, so some top-end running backs. You got DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, and Christian Kirk highlighting the successful fantasy wide receivers. And then at tight end, a pretty good year for tight end, Mark Andrews, Dallas Goedert, and Dalton Schultz. And Baker Mayfield was the first overall pick that year. So there's your 2018 draft class. The 2019 draft class, Josh Jacobs, A.J. Brown, Deebo Samuel, Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, T.J. Hawkinson, and Marquise Brown. Maybe not as many names that stand out, but you got some really high caliber names in that 2019 draft class. Joey, which one of these do you like better, 2018 or 2019?
Man, this is really close for me. I'm going to break it down between like position battles because I feel like that's how I'm going to have to settle this between the two. I'll give the quarterback to 2018 with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I think that's a pretty easy win for them.
Yeah.
The running backs, Saquon and Nick Chubb versus Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders, Tony Pollard. Man, it's looking more and more. Man, that wide receiver class in 2019 is absolutely loaded though with Debo and AJ Brown. Third-year breakouts, so they're really relevant right now. I'm probably still going to slide to 2018. I like that tight end group a little bit more, and the quarterback and running back groups I like more there too. A little more quantity in 2019, but a little more quality in 2018. So 2018's got my vote.
2018's got your vote?
Yep.
Okay, one vote for 2018. John Luke, what do you think here?
This one is fun. I think they're all going to be fun. Josh Allen versus Kyler Murray. Yeah, I agree with Joey. I think the 2018 class is going to definitely get the QB nod here.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go 2018. I'm looking at all these positions, and while the 2019 class had some amazing values, right? Marquise Brown, Debo Samuel, AJ Brown, all top values at wide receiver there. I gotta go 2018. They're just like hitter after hitter. So good.
Another vote for 2018 from John Luke. It's my vote next. The running backs are like, you have to give it to 2018 with Saquon and Nick Chubb, even though this is a strong running back class in 2019. I feel like this is a tough 2019 matchup. You can't give them the wide receivers either with Debo Samuel, AJ Brown, and DK Metcalf. Maybe. Man, tight end is 2018 as well. It's a sweep. You guys are right. I was thinking maybe they had him at the tight end position, but 2018 all around, and then those quarterbacks just make it hard to pick the 2019 class over.
I think 2019 is the best overall tight end out of this group, but quality.
Being TJ Hockenson?
Yeah. I just wonder if you say something nice about TJ Hockenson again.
It is 3-0 here. Are you going to be voting for this 2018 class or this 2019 class?
2018, without a doubt. No hesitation. I mean, that's a power-packed group. And when you look back on that list, in 10 years, I mean, those are some heavy hitters in the world of fantasy. So I'd go 18 for sure. I mean,
how many Hall of Famers?
No disrespect to 19. I mean, that's definitely a good list, but 18 for sure.
It could get even
5
more
potential Hall of
Famers.
Famers.
Calvin Ridley coming back, right? Like he was one of the highest potential wide receivers from that class. This 2018 class this time next year could look even better. No, I guess him and Christian Kirk on that same team. Maybe they hurt each other a little bit. We don't know. We'll see. And Cortland Sutton was in this class as well. So it was a solid class all around. And they're moving on to that next round.
Yeah.
By the way, the chat in the first one, they went 55% in the 2015 draft class over the 2022 draft class. And then this one, it's going to be a sweep, 90% for 2018.
The chat was all over this one. Also, Scamper's coming in saying Jeff Swaim 2015. People forget about Jeff Swaim in 2015. Well, luckily, Jeff Swaim moved on already. We're going to move on to our third matchup here, the 2020 draft class versus the 2017 draft class. John Luke, you might have the first vote on this one. The 2020 draft class had Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert, and Jalen Hurts, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, CEH, and DeAndre Swift. That's 2020. But let's take a peek at 2017. Because in 2017, you had Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Cooper Kupp, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt, Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, James Conner, Mike Williams, Chris Godwin, Juju Smith-Schuster, George Kittle, and Evan Ingram. So this is the 2017 versus the 2020. And before anybody gets mad at me about seeding, they're just in order from most recent to least recent here. So John Luke, which one's it going to be, 2017 or 2020?
2017, you have the best running back rookie draft of all time for fantasy, right? Like I don't know that we can even make an argument for any other year.
No,
That
I
crew-
agree with you on that.
It's insane. We talked about it just yesterday. How that
Wow.
that rookie running back class absolutely wrecked me in Dynasty because it was my first year playing Dynasty, and I thought that every year was going to be like that.
The fact that Jamal Williams might be like the 9th best fantasy running back from that year,
right,
is absurd. Know what I mean?
Even his
like,
whole career.
There are years where he would have been the 3rd best or 2nd best for the entire career.
Wow.
Yeah. The 2020 class, I don't know. I guess we'll figure out whether there are any other ones that are close to it. But I think it's honestly one of the best contenders out of this group for going against the 2017. So maybe this is a tough matchup. But that quarterback crew, deadly. Jonathan Taylor kind of saves a weak running back class. But then the wide receiver class just comes back. Probably, it's like the equivalent of the running back class of 2017 is the wide receiver class 2020. I got to give it a 2017. I think tight end's going to be a tiebreaker for me.
Giving it to 2017. 1 vote for 2017 from John Luke. This is so close. This is probably my 1 and 2. And as I'm talking, I don't know which one's 1 and I don't know which one's 2. I'm going back and forth in my head over and over and again. And I think what it's going to come down to is, what do I think makes a draft class better? Top end quarterbacks or top end running backs? Like I think these are so close that it's going to come down to just almost positional value over like the value at the positions, because these are so high caliber. I think a draft that has 4 potential high level franchise quarterbacks. We're already talking about Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and Jalen Hurts as true franchise guys. 2 of them have already played in a Super Bowl this early into their career. Tua, the sky's the limit, right? There's all this hype around him. There was the tank for Tua. You could have 4 franchise quarterbacks from this draft. I got to give it to 2020 because of that. That's
I feel like head trauma is the limit for Tua.
Though the doctors say he's fine. The doctors say he's good to go. So I'm giving it there. I just 4 quarterbacks from one draft class. Some years we have Jameis Winston as the best one. Know what I mean? And here Tua could be the 4th best.
Right.
Kevin, it's 1-1 here. We got 2 heavy hitters here. You going 2020 or 2017?
Yeah, I mean, I guess framing this, I mean, it just depends on what you're looking at. I mean, all time, what's going to be most remembered? With 2017 having Mahomes, CMC, and Cup, I mean, that's incredible. I mean, you look back again a decade from now, and we don't know where Herbert's going. We don't know where Hurts and Tua are going. Burrow, I'm definitely confident in Burrow overall. But to have Mahomes and then that solid running, and the impact that CMC and Cook and Kamara have had on fantasy, I mean, to me, that's pretty equivalent to what this 2020 wide receiver class might have, right? I mean, they're incredible. But then you look at 2017 with Cup in there and then those tight ends. I got to give it to 2017, although all the respect in the world to that 2020 class. That's quite impressive, but I'm going 2017.
2017, 2 votes for 2017. And Joey, if he hadn't had his midlife crisis yet, I think is starting it right now. Facing this question,
if you ask me to choose
I feel like Joey's gone through more than a few midlife crises at this point.
Yeah, no good. You should see my red Corvette parked in the parking. Guys, if you asked me to pick my favorite child, I would have an easier time right now. God.
I know the answer to that question.
I'm going to send it to the chat because I am that close that I want the chat to have an opinion on this one because I think it's important that they get a voice here.
Also, Scamper's bringing up Deshaun Watson 2017 as well. So
Russell Wilson too.
Was 2017? No.
No, what? Russell Wilson.
No, sorry. No. I didn't mean that.
He's earlier, I think.
Oh, he's 2012.
2012.
Yeah, I was going to say.
A 7 and a 2 look very
I might have
similar.
tipped it.
Yeah, then I would have changed it. Joey, the time has come for you to cast your vote. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to send it to the chat. I'm going to so it's 2020. I like you said, those 4 quarterbacks, and then looking at Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, and T. Higgins, like, man, that's just, those 3 wide receivers just blow. I mean, Cooper Kupp's there, but the rest of them, like, listen, I'm a Bucs fan, love you, Chris Godwin, but those 3 together, but yeah, that running
chat seems
it's
split.
really close.
Bobby said this is really tough on this
Super
one. One
tough.
Nation said 2020. Ladarius saying 2017 in here. Toronto said 2017. Scamper said no running backs in 2020. They're fully split here. And Scamper's also adding, we had Njoku in 2017 as well that we didn't include there. And Jamal Agnew.
Jamal MF and Agnew.
Don't forget It's a beautiful middle name. I think it's French. I'm effing.
We got Fish in the chat who said, what are y'all eating tonight for the draft?
I suddenly started craving wings about 23 minutes ago. There was a comment from Victor. I don't know what I'm eating during the draft tonight. Probably vegetables.
Probably eating vegetables.
No dairy tonight. That's all I know for sure is what I'm not eating. We've got a rough couple.
What about you, Kevin? You got any plans for food tonight?
Still working on it. Yeah, it's unknown at this time, but it'll be good, whatever it is.
I bet you're gonna have spinach artichoke dip. I can see it in your eyes. I can see it. I can see it. Also, Jay adding 2020 had LaVisca, so it gets his vote.
Jay, be quiet.
John Luke, do we have a vote from the chat?
We do have votes from the chat, and I'm going to end this poll right now because the chat chose 2017, baby. 53%.
Moving on to the next 73? Round.
53.
53. Okay, I like that was the
It was close.
Well, guys, we have our next matchup here, the last matchup of the first round, 2016 versus 2021. We'll start with that 2021 draft class, highlighted by a couple young quarterbacks in Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. We've got Najee Harris, Ramondre Stevenson, Travis Etienne, and Javonte Williams at the running back position. At wide receiver, we've got Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and of course, the dynasty tight end, one for most people, Kyle Pitts, sitting there in this draft too. There's your 2021 class. Now your 2016 class. The quarterback highlighted by Dak Prescott in the 4th round. We had Ezekiel Elliott and Derrick Henry at the running back position. Michael Thomas and Tyreek Hill as the highlights at wide receiver. Jared Goff, another quarterback in there. Hunter Henry was drafted that year. Tyler Boyd, and the biggest dump truck in the NFL, Jeff Driscoll, was drafted in 2016. I've got the first vote on this one, and this is the first one that isn't particularly close to me. Of course, there's some great players. We've got Tyreek Hill. We've got Zeke and Derrick Henry in that 2016 class. But when you go look at all the players who were drafted that year, it's not pretty, man. It is not pretty. There were a lot of excited people for fantasy for a lot of these players that didn't end up panning out. If you look at the list of players that I made outside of this for this class, I wrote Tyler Boyd and Michael Thomas and Tyreek Hill and so many busts. Laquan Treadwell, Sterling Shepard, Corey Coleman, Will Fuller, Josh Doxson, Braxton Miller.
Oh my God, Josh Doxson.
Pharaoh Cooper, DeMarcus Robinson. Like it
forgot he existed.
Wasn't a good year for wide receivers down there. And then we had a ton of excitement around some of these running backs too after that. But we had Ezekiel Elliott, Derrick Henry, and then it was Kenyon Drake, CJ Prosise, Kenneth Dixon. Like
CJ Prosise, man.
There was like 3 big names.
We should just put out videos of us just saying names of players people have probably forgotten about.
Ooh, right.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm voting
Who
for 2021
running back. Yeah.
2021 is going to get my vote. They had better quarterbacks. The running backs were probably better from, I don't even know if the running backs were better. The top end, Ezekiel Elliott, Derrick Henry was better, but you've got Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, and Ramondre already proven. It's got to be 2021 for depth and top end talent. Kevin, where are you going here? Are you going 2021 or are you going with 2016?
I actually lean 2016. Again, Zeke and Henry, the impact those two guys have had and will have when it comes to their legacies. And then obviously gotta love Jamar Chase, but Tyreek Hill, Michael Thomas. I mean, he was number one for quite some time. So I like that 2016 class just a little better.
The top end was top end enough. You can't fight with elite. Joey, are you agreeing with Kevin here? Or are you taking the 2021 class?
sometimes we make decisions to block people that we just don't like. So I'm going to pick 2021 so that Carson Wentz does not get to sniff this second round. And that is my sole reasoning for this. Thank you.
Joey, for you, I did include Jeff Driscoll here and not Carson Wentz. I purposely included Driscoll over Wentz in this graphic just to appease you.
Yeah, well, I have the Notion sheet that's got Wentz on there.
JL, it's 2-1 in favor of the 2021 class right now. Where are you rolling?
Yeah, this is a fun one. That 2016 class was, Simon, you were talking about the first year that really stuck out for fantasy football, and that was the year that just stood out in my mind. Stood out in my mind, and because I'll never forget getting Zeke in my first keeper league, and that was just like the best move I've ever made. Since I peaked right then. First league ever, peaked. I think this 2021 class is going to be better than the 2016 class. I think this is it's when I break down why I feel this way, I really think this is like a recency versus just past thing for me. It's like, I think these guys from this 2021 class are going to be as prolific as the greats in the 2016 class. So I got to go 2021.
2021 taking it in the chat. Seems like they were split on this one. Scamper said so close. Dave saying 2016, but so close. Saying it was Driscoll's dump truck that tips the scale to 2016. That did more than tip the scale. It slammed it to the ground.
Yeah, we should consider not allowing him in these competitions anymore.
You need some counterweights on the other side of that scale.
No scale competitions.
And Bobby said Dak in the 4th round that year.
Yeah.
Back in the 4th round that year, and he was not the first quarterback taken. Who were the other quarterbacks taken that year? I can't remember. We had Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Paxton Lynch, and Christian Hackenberg were also that year, and Jacoby Brissett. But 2021, moving on to the next round. We're going to go into our second round matchups here. First one up is 2015 versus 2018. Kevin, you're going to have the first vote here. As a reminder, that 2015 draft class is the one we're looking at with Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, some disappointing quarterbacks, the Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, and then Amari Cooper and Stephon Diggs highlighting the wide receivers. And then this 2018 draft class being the one with Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, and Nick Chubb. Are you going with the 2018 or the 2015 draft class as your preferred one?
18 for sure.
Without a doubt.
You got to go 18.
Is it the quarterbacks?
Well, yeah, it's that quarterback and those running backs. And I just think that's just so much more of a powerful group. Love that 18 class for sure.
Joey, are you agreeing with Kevin here? Do you like the 18 class or do you like 2015 better?
Yeah, this is the first one that I really didn't have to. I looked at the names and decision was made. It's 2018 for me. This might be the strongest one coming out of here. For sure.
2018 for Joey. What about you, John Luke?
2018 is definitely going to win. Come on, 2015, get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the strength of 2015. It's probably Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon.
Diggs.
Compared Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb to those running backs, you're good to go. They got him beat at wide receiver with Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, but DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk isn't a dead in the water matchup against them. It's still quality.
Oh, man. All talent, just limited production from that group.
It's a sweep for me. 2018 moving on. We're moving into our next matchup, 2017 versus 2021. 2021, 2017 versus 2021. Joey, you're going to have the first vote on this one. A reminder that 2017 draft class was the one with Patrick Mahomes, then all of the dynasty running backs, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt, Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, James Conner. And they had Cooper Kupp, Mike Williams, Chris Godwin. And then that 2021 draft class is the one with Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Kyle Pitts, Devonta Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Ramondre, Etienne. Joey, which one of these do you like better, 2021 or 2017?
So I did the position battles in my head as you were saying all those names, and it's 2-2. I think that 2017's got the quarterback and the running backs locked up, but I like the wide receivers from 21 a lot better with Chase and Waddle, Pitts and Freiermuth. What's going to tip it to 2017 for me is just how strong this running back class is. It's just superstar name after superstar name. So it's going to be 2017 for me. And what's interesting is, running backs normally have this shelf life, but a lot of those guys are still relevant today, which for me, that's a strong indication this is a really great class. So 2017 for me.
2017 for Joey. John Luke, what about you?
Man, I don't think that any of the quarterbacks in the 2021 class are Patrick Mahomes' level of talent. But I think Mahomes is kind of where the buck stops. I mean, Deshaun Watson is close enough in talent, but not enough to tip those scales. And then running back, no one beats the 2017 class. We already talked about that. Wide receiver, I think the 2021 class is probably the best wide receiver class we're going to see here. And on tight end, which is really could be a tiebreaker here, Pitts in 2021 does beat out 2017, but I think Kittle saves this enough that I'm going to give it to 2017.
2017 for John Luke. I voted against 2017 in the last one. And the only reason was because of the 4 franchise quarterbacks that I saw in the other draft class. That's an absurd thing to me. It makes that draft class wildly strong. This running back group, Kevin highlighted it, the first round through is so unbelievably strong. And then, Joe, you bringing up how consistent they still are here. It's going to carry them over the other positions, which are close here. I'm going to take 2017 as well, making it 3-0. Kevin, is this a sweep or are you giving some love to that 2021 class?
Well, I try to get rid of the 2021 class in the last round. So, yeah, it's 2017. Yeah, for sure.
Wasn't James Conner undrafted as well?
No, he was drafted that year, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
I believe he was drafted towards the end.
Drafted free agent.
Yeah, he was drafted in the 3rd round. Pick 105. End of the 3rd round of the Pittsburgh
I was
Steelers.
way off. Samsonite. Right.
We've got our last matchup here. And John Luke, you're going to have the first vote. 2018 versus 2017. We were just talking about 2017. And as a reminder, here's the 2018 class. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb, DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, and then Mark Andrews, Dallas Goedert, and Dalton Schultz at tight end versus that 2017 class headlined by Mahomes, CMC, and Cooper Kupp. What's it going to be?
I'm gonna go with the 2017 class. They're more balanced than the 2018 class, even though I think 2018 might have them beat in a few categories. 2017.
It's close for me, but something you guys brought up earlier. Patrick Mahomes, number 1 quarterback in Dynasty. Still, CMC, number 1 running back in Dynasty for quite some time. Cooper Kupp, number 1 Dynasty wide receiver. We've got that sitting here. And then you look down this list and you've got plenty of other names that weren't just top 10, but were top 5 for extended periods of time, all the way down to Juju Smith-Schuster, who there was a time where he was a top 3 Dynasty wide receiver whenever you looked at rankings. It's 2017 for me. I'm agreeing with you, John Luke. It's got to be there. Just the level of not just Dynasty relevancy, but the top of the top relevancy pushes it over. Kevin, are you going 2017 or 2021?
Yeah, I lean 2017. Obviously that 18 class with Allen and Lamar, that's outstanding. And obviously Barkley and Chubb is a great duo. But those running backs 2017, what they have done, again, having Mahomes and Kupp would just, elite level guys. And then a solid tight end group. I go 2017. Yeah.
It's 3-0. 2017 is going to win, Joey. Are you making it a sweep or are you giving a vote to 2018?
I can't even give a pity vote. 2017, what was the first round matchup for 2017? Because we were really struggling with that.
2020. It was the only one that got even a vote against 2017. It coasted through the rest of this bracket.
Yeah. 2017 is just so dominant. Easy.
2017 gonna win.
That was fun.
And 2020 was the only draft class that competed against it. 2017, our top draft class of the last 8 years. Congratulations, everybody on that list. Your trophies are in the mail and your Kohl's cash is in the fax machine.
Let's go.
Woo! You guys think next year we'll be talking about this draft, or let's say in 3 years that this one will compete with 2017? I don't think so. I'm excited for it, but it doesn't look like it has that much talent, but I don't know.
The quarterback class, I don't see them having a quarterback class with even Yeah, to compete, you need to have like at least a 2 strong or a third one, and I don't know if that's in this class.
We'll see. Well, guys, we are about to get into our next game here. We got about 20 minutes left. We're going to play a couple rounds of a game we call Quotey McQuote Face. I explained a little at the beginning, but I'm going to double explain it right now. How this game is going to work is John Luke is going to present one of our contestants with a quote. That contestant is then responsible for naming who said that quote and the context behind it, why they said it. There's 1 point available for each of those, so you can get up to 2 points on your turn. If you miss either part of it, though, your fellow contestants in turn order will have the opportunity to steal anything that you did not get right. We'll take turns going like this till we run out of quotes or run out of time. Whoever has the most points at the end will be our Quotey McQuote Face champion. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
All right, so let me pull up the game here. Here we go. Look at us.
So Dave in here saying great segment name. Thank you. JL named it.
I can't remember. Yeah, did I name it? I don't remember. Oh, look at that. Big Simon. Big Simon.
God.
Little Simon. All right, the order today is going to be Simon, followed by Kevin, followed by Joey. So, Simon, you will be guessing first in this first quote here. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, here it is. I have confidence in myself. I don't think you can play at redacted and not be smart. I don't got nothing to prove to nobody, man. If you don't believe in me, all I can say is watch this. Simon, who said this and what are they talking about?
Also, a reminder to our contestants, full screen it so you can't see the chat. And a reminder to the chat, we're doing that so you guys can play along. Put your answers in there. We'll shout you out if you're right. John Luke, this is incoming rookie quarterback, former Ohio State quarterback, CJ Stroud, talking about the results of the test scores that came out recently. He got a very low score and people are questioning his football intelligence. And he came out and said, don't question it. I can play football. Watch the tape. I played at Ohio State.
Yeah. Well, is that your final answer?
Final answer.
All right. You're going with CJ Stroud talking about his terrible test score. And that is correct, Simon.
CJ Stroud and the no good, terrible, very bad test score.
And the no good, very bad test score. Well done, Simon. That's going to give you 2 points because you got the person and you got the context correct. So a hot start.
I cannot remember the name of the test, so I'm sorry for just vaguely saying low test
the
score.
Wonderlic?
It wasn't the Wonderlic.
The test score.
It was something else. It was a different football test.
I see.
JL, it took me a few minutes. Good.
To get it?
No, to realize where this graphic, what we've used this for before. Is this from the newsletter?
I don't know, Jake. I have no idea. Jake came up with it.
Oh, yeah, it's from the newsletter.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Sounds about right. And we got Line Star in here. Said, happy draft day.
What's up, Line Star?
Hey, what's up? Nice to see you guys.
Welcome.
Hope everything's going well for you.
Dr. KJM, I want to get your thoughts on CJ Stroud. Where do you think he lands in this draft, and what are your thoughts on him as a dynasty asset?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's at 2 or 4, right? Is Houston? Do they really value Levis over the rest of the group, or is Stroud the guy that they want? I'm not buying into they're going to pick a defensive lineman or end or whatnot. So I think I don't know. I want to say Levis goes to the Colts, but I think Houston might take. I think Stroud goes to Indy, and I like him. I do. I mean, I think he's got the tools. I love his accuracy. He definitely can play up with the competition. I think he's I don't think this class is as good as classes we've seen in the past, but I think he has the upside that I'd like for a quarterback in dynasty.
Yeah,
and situationally, if he goes to Indy, that's a good situation.
Yeah, it's a good spot to land. What do you think?
He's still my number 2 quarterback in this draft class. I like him better than Will Levis. I like him better than Hendon Hooker. Not as much as Bryce Young, but I'm kind of baffled with, that he's fallen out of favor. Now, I realize it's with some of the pundits, but they're getting their information from somewhere. I would be really happy for Houston and my boy Damian if they do take CJ Stroud tonight. But Houston doesn't take Stroud. I do think somebody trades up to 3 and grabs him, though, with Arizona. Who that team is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully
A
Tampa
lot
Bay.
of smoke around the Titans. A lot of smoke around the Titans trading up to 3 to grab a quarterback.
You think that happens?
I think it happens. I think it happens. I think we're looking at a team that sees the end of their franchise quarterback. We're seeing that they can't compete with the older version of Ryan Tannehill, and they don't want to do a full rebuild. Let's get a rookie quarterback.
You said the older version of Ryan Tannehill. I thought you were referring to someone else. And
No, I just meant
is that Kirk Cousins?
Compared to the younger version of Ryan Tannehill they used to have. Now he's older.
I see. Yes, the much older now, Ryan Tannehill. All right. Well, Simon, you got 2 points. You're leading this game and this next quote. Kevin, you will be going first on it. Before we get into that, though, we got Better Boss in the chat said FYF gets me pumped for the NFL draft. Hell yeah. I'm pumped for the NFL draft, too.
What's up, Matt? Welcome in.
Welcome.
We're all staying up late tonight.
Woo, woo, woo.
Not as late for me, and even not as later for Kevin.
Yeah, West Coast is perfectly fine over here.
Team No Coast.
Team No Coast. All right, Kevin. Dr. KJM, you are given the first guess on this next one. But other contestants, keep in mind, if he gets it wrong, you can steal either point here. So here's your quote. I mean, it was great. Both teams I met with, the relationship with the coaches, the support staff, the GM, even the janitor. The janitor was cool too. Awesome visit. And for me, I pride myself on relationships and building those relationships.
Oh, no. I have
Dr. KJM, who said this, and what are they talking about?
I have not seen this quote or heard this quote. I must have missed something, but that's funny. That's really funny. Let's see. I'll guess. I'll go with Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And what is he talking about?
I guess meeting with 2 different teams and then showing. I don't know.
Do you want to take a guess on which team?
The Panthers.
All right, you're going with Bryce Young talking about meeting with the Panthers. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that.
Incorrect on both accounts. I'm sorry, Kevin. All right, Joey, you have the opportunity to steal both points here.
I feel like this is a Bijan quote. And I know that I believe he visited the Falcons, and I can't remember the second team he visited with. But I'm going to say this is Bijan talking about the Falcons, because I do know of the janitorial systems in the NFL, and the Falcons are top tier. So there's only one team Bijan could be talking about right now, and that's the Atlanta Falcons.
All right, you're going with Bijan Robinson to talk about visiting the Atlanta Falcons. And that is partially correct.
Which part?
You will get 1 point for this, Joey. This was Bijan Robinson. It's not talking about the Falcons, though. So, Simon, you have an opportunity to steal this other point if you'd like.
I was so confident it was right about the Falcons and it was going to be a different player. And I had my other player ready to go to guess. And now I got to change my whole strategy. It was great. Both teams I met with, the relationship with the coaches, the support staff, the GM, even the janitor was cool too. Awesome visit. This is Bijan Robinson talking about his visit with the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't remember.
Bijan Robinson talking about his visit with the Kansas City Chiefs is incorrect, Simon. I'm sorry, no points. He was talking about his visit with the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles. This was Bijan Robinson.
I forgot about Gus Dickinson, their janitor. Oh my God. And how terrible those Eagles fans are with throwing stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Gus Dickinson.
Yeah.
What a
janitor.
Gus.
He's the best.
Old Gus.
He is the best.
Just the backbone. Backbone of that franchise there.
Those batteries go flying in Lincoln Financial, and Gus is out there
catches
getting them
every
real
time.
Quick. He's
he's like all pro 5 years, I think.
all pro custodial staff.
Yeah.
All pro custodial
It's
staff.
like an action movie, like Snowball headed towards Santa. Gus Dickinson just flying through the air, like no.
Takes
the other guy that stars alongside him is the Zamboni driver that got called up into the NHL to be a goalie for one night. Do you remember that story? He was literally a Zamboni driver, and he got called up because like all their goalies got injured, and so they just brought him up and made him goalie for a night. And so him and Gus are going to star in like a buddy cop style movie, solving mysteries around the professional sports league.
I feel like I heard about that hockey story. Didn't he like allow no goals that night, or was like 7?
I forget the results. I just remember the story.
Either let no goals or all the goals.
Either way, he was an NHL goalie.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
all right. Well, Joey, you did sneak away this round with a point. And we're going to move on to our next quote. This next one is yours, or you'll be going first on this one, Joey.
Okay.
There was ebbs and flows during the process. I don't want to say there's any drastic change of mind, but there's ebbs and flows of how much you like a guy. And that's why you have to resist the temptation of making your mind up too early, right? Joey, who said this? What are they talking about?
Can I have 1 second to read the quote again?
No.
Go for it.
There were ebbs and flows during the process. I don't want to say any drastic changes. Change of mind.
Drastic changes.
You know, this seems like I'm blanking on the name of the coach. If I give you the team, why can't I remember his name?
Why am I also blanking on the name of the coach? I'm sitting here going, I know this. I've looked at his name 45 times
Texans
in the last
coach,
day. Oh, that's not who I'm
former
thinking.
Defensive player. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. The Texans coach.
Oh, I got his
talking about what they're going to do with this number 2 pick.
You're going with the Texans head coach talking about where they're going with the number 2 pick in this draft. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well,
and I'm very embarrassed that I'm blanking on his name.
Joey, that is incorrect on both fronts.
Okay.
So both points are still available.
I embarrassed myself for nothing.
To steal, Simon, if you would like.
I think I'm blanking on the name as well, but I think this is the Panthers GM talking about what they're going to do with the first overall pick. I think there were rumors circulating, oh, CJ Stroud's jumping up the board. No, we like Bryce Young. And I think this is him a couple days ago contradicting the quote that I'm now remembering from this morning where he said that they liked the same guy the entire time. I'm saying this is the Panthers GM talking about the first pick.
You're going with Panthers GM talking about where they're going with the first pick in this draft. Is that right, Simon?
That's my final answer.
That is half correct.
Okay.
Your context is correct.
Damn it.
But the person who said it is incorrect. So, Dr. KJM, you can steal this point if you can correctly guess who said this quote.
I mean, so it was not the GM?
It was not the GM, but whoever said this was talking about where the Panthers are going to go in the first, in this draft.
We'll go with
the first overall pick of this draft.
We'll go with.
I don't know that person.
What's that? Yeah, no. Sorry. Oh, we're going with.
So we'll go with. You can change your name to that. I would gladly do it.
They're from Azerbaijan.
We're gonna go with. We're going to go with the. I mean, can I just say the owner? I don't know the owner's name off the top of my head.
I'll accept
that.
Yeah, Simon.
Okay.
We said coach and GM.
Coach. Yeah.
D'Amico Ryans.
So you're going with with the owner of the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. I'm sorry. This was head coach Frank Reich.
Damn it.
Oh, geez.
We got too cute.
You got way too cute with it. This is head coach Frank Reich. Ladarius got it in the chat. He didn't get too cute with it. He got just cute enough.
Nice job, Ladarius.
Nice job.
Terrible.
Terrible job, Ladarius.
Well, good for him.
Oh, well done. Well done. Who got that point? Simon, you stole a point on that one.
I did. So it should be 3, and Joey should have 1.
Oh, yeah. I'm not updated. All right. 3-1. All right. All right. You guys want to speed through one more?
Yeah, we can do one more round here.
All right. We're going to go quick. The next one is yours, Simon. Here it is. He is our quarterback. Nothing's going to change that. But we're always going but we're always looking to upgrade the roster at any position. If the right guy presents himself at one of our picks, and we feel like it's the right thing to do, we'll do it. So we're keeping all our options open. Simon, who said this? What are they talking about?
Oh, there's a couple situations. There's a couple situations that this could apply to, and I'm trying to pick which one match, like the words, the vibe match the coach from that team the most. I'm really between two now. I've narrowed it down between two, and I think I'm going to go with, this is Seattle Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll talking about Geno Smith. And if a quarterback presents himself in the draft, they may take him, but they're happy with Geno Smith for the time being. They're not looking to replace him.
Simon, that is absolutely incorrect.
No! Okay.
I think I had the other one in your head then.
Dr. KJM, you're up. Who said this and what are they talking about?
Gosh.
Write it down.
You're writing down the answer?
Well, if it's right, then I'm gonna throw a temper tantrum because it's the one I didn't pick.
Let's go with I'm just gonna we'll throw out Bill Belichick talking about the quarterback position.
It's a good one as well.
Good.
All right, Bill Belichick talking about Mac Jones and that quarterback position in New England is incorrect. I'm sorry, Dr. KJM. Joey, we're on to you.
I'm feeling like I heard this. Is this Arthur Smith talking about Desmond Ridder?
Oh, that's great, Joey. I think that's it.
I think that's it too, except it's not. That's incorrect, Joey. Incorrect.
That was, damn it. Who is it? Tell us. We're excited to hear.
This was Dan Campbell talking about Jared Goff.
I have Dan Campbell, Lions, Jared Goff. That was the other one I was deciding between.
Yeah, that's good.
Damn it.
That's good.
So, Simon, you are going to win this game. Quotey McQuote Face.
Yeah, that makes so much sense too with pick 5 and 6, the Seahawks and Lions back to back. Two perfect candidates for saying something like that. So,
man. Well, we'll see. Hopefully one of those teams does take a shot on like Anthony Richardson or something tonight, because that's probably the most exciting outcome for one of those quarterbacks, getting to sit behind Jared Goff or Geno Smith for a year, taking the Patrick Mahomes, Alex Smith approach, and then maybe we get to see him blow up that next year. Kevin, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us on the beautiful NFL draft day. We really appreciate it, my friend.
It's always a pleasure, especially on a holiday like this.
On a holiday. They should give us the day off everywhere. Everyone, if you're not getting work off, just leave right now. Your day's done. You need to start getting ready for the NFL
Unless you work
draft.
for FYF.
Unless you work for Frank Fantasy, then you still have another show, and you guys should come hang out with us a little bit later for some FYF pub trivia here on our YouTube channel. We're going to be live at 6:00 Eastern time. We got some NFL draft trivia to prep you for the NFL draft. Get ready. And if you're craving more draft content, good news here on Better Sports Network. You can join us tonight and Friday night to follow all the picks, chat with fans, and play the live draft game. That's tonight during the draft, Better Sports Network app, or on the Better Sports Network YouTube. Now, that's going to be it for us today, everybody, until pub trivia at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So come hang out with us then. For those of you who can't make it, you got busy plans, you got draft plans. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Kevin, thank you so much. Chat, thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your Thursday. Adios, everyone.
Bye, everybody.